Hello there, this is the Shadow Ranger. Um, 6:36 a.m. here in Korea, and just got up about a couple hours ago and read online a report about Ring of Honor. I'm gonna read it and give you some of my thoughts on it. It's kind of a long article, but I'll just give you the short version. Says here, Ring of Honor wrestling owner Kerry Silken announced today the sale of the promotion to Sinclair Broadcast Group Incorporated, one of the largest television broadcasters in the country, and which owns and operates programs or provides sales services to 58 television stations and 35 markets across the country. Ring of Honor, currently the third largest wrestling promotion in the country, just celebrated its 9th anniversary, and Mr. Silken is excited about taking the next step towards increasing the company's visibility and expanding its operations. We have been waiting for and working for this opportunity for quite some time, he said, and of our 9 years in the business, there have been no better roster of wrestlers than the one. This is just him talking shit about how great he is. Blah, 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 blah. With Sinclair's resources and many avenues of distribution, we believe many new fans around the world will be captivated as those who have followed Ring of Honor over the years. The month of September will see the debut of the new Ring of Honor television program, which will be syndicated across the Sinclair network of stations, and with it, Ring of Honor will become the only wrestling promotion in the United States with a major multi-market presence on broadcast television. But if you don't live in a market with a Sinclair station, fear not, says Mr. Silken. Through our revamped website, we will be able to make the TV show available to anyone in the world with internet access. Sinclair officials are enthused about the project. Steve Marks, COO of Sinclair Television Group, says TV and pro wrestling have a long history of successful partnerships and driving viewerships. Unfortunately, the broadcast networks have not protected that relationship. We believe that the powerful promotional platform that our TV stations provide, coupled with our 22% share of the U.S. TV households, will allow ROH to achieve name brand recognition and grow its share of the wrestling market. Mr. Silken says the action will still be the same. He and the office staff will remain with Ring of Honor. So Kerry Silken's still going to be running like the promotion, I guess. He's just not going to be the owner anymore. Kind of like with TNA, with Jeff Jarrett still ran the promotion after Dixie Carter and Panda Energy bought it. He was still running it. So Kerry Silken's going to be in the position that Jeff Jarrett was in a few years ago. He still is going to run the promotion, but someone else owns it. Just like Jeff Jarrett still ran TNA while the Dixie Carter owned it. So there you go. What else does it say here? Kevin Kelly will be the play-by-play commentator. Jim Cornette still the producer. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so let's get to the main points of this. Here's the main points. 1. Ring of Honor now has a larger financial backer. Someone with more money is going to be running the promotion. 2, they have a new TV deal, which will start in September. Now, first of all, as far as them having a new TV deal, I'd like to remind you that I was right. In fact, I said it in my video. I believe it was another video without honor, where I said I guaranteed that Ring of Honor would have a new TV deal by the end of this year, and they already have one starting in September. So September, so we got to get through, was this May, so we got through June, July, August. So you got about a little over 3 months to wait until Ring of Honor is back on TV. Now, I made it clear that I haven't been the biggest Ring of Honor fan, but I'll tell you what, if things are going well in my life, if nothing horrible goes wrong, I will watch the show on TV. When Ring of Honor returns to TV, I'll watch it to see what it's like. Says here in the article that they're with the money they have now with the Sinclair group that they sold it to, they're going to be able to better promote the show and increase the production value and things of that nature. see here. What is here? Oh, Jim Cornette said something here. He says here, Mr. Cornette, who along with Mr. Johnson will be in charge of talent and matchmaking, see this as a new beginning for pro wrestling. This is not old school wrestling and it's not sports entertainment, said Mr. Cornette. This is wrestling for the 21st century. A new style developed by fresh young stars that incorporates wrestling, mixed martial arts, and high-flying, high-risk action with unique personalities, and is showcased by a sports-based presentation completely different from any other product out there. In my 30 years in the sport, it's the most exciting live event wrestling experience I've seen, and I'm thrilled to help bring it to broadcast TV. Boy, Jim Cornette knows how to suck up to his boss. I'm telling you, that man's a genius. What else do I want to read here? Anyway, never mind. I'm getting distracted. Anyway, so. And when I did another video Without Honor, I talked about what Ring of Honor would need if they ever wanted to compete with TNA. And I did that to point out how ludicrous the idea of them competing with WWE was. Now, seems like they have a little bit more of a fighting chance. I got to look up more information on this Sinclair group just to figure out just how deep their pockets are. You know, that's really important. How deep are their pockets, and how much are they gonna, how much of their money are they willing to put into the Ring of Honor product? You know, Panda Energy has a lot of money, but they don't dump all their money into TNA. Only a percentage of their money. I mean, they could put a lot more money in it, but that's just not what they do. So, right now, as I'm talking, I'm going to Wikipedia to find Sinclair Broadcasting Group and see what I can find on it. Says here. Alright, here we go. In 2008, let's see the company. Here we go. Sinclair Broadcasting Group, telecommunications, founded in 1971. David Smith, chairman and CEO. David B. Amy, CFO. Revenue in 2008, $639.2 million. What else here? Stations. Okay, they own 19 Fox stations, 16 My Network TV stations, 9, well, these are like affiliates. So they own 19 Fox affiliates, 16 My Network TV affiliates, 9 ABC affiliates, 9 CW Network affiliates, 2 CBS, and 1 NBC, and 5 of something called This TV. I've never heard of This TV. So they're out there. What else can I see here? Still trying to find more information about them. Now I'm here on their website to see where they're located at. So here's what states they have. Okay, they have stations in North Carolina, South Carolina, Maryland, Alabama, New York, Iowa, Illinois, South Carolina, West Virginia, Ohio, Michigan, Bay City, Michigan, that's where the fun. And Atlanta, DDT. Ever they hit you with, they get the 1, 2, 3. Never mind, I'm saying it's down a ride. North Carolina, Nevada, Kentucky, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Florida, Tennessee, Virginia, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Maine, North Carolina, I think I said that one already. Texas, Missouri. Yeah, well, they're out there. Not in Mississippi where I'm from, but hey, you know, can't be everywhere. This group seems okay. I don't know a whole lot about it. I mean, I'm looking on the Wikipedia page. There's a little information about some stuff in the past, but they seem to have a good number of networks over the country, and they seem to have a good amount of money. So that means they're going to be able to improve the production values of Ring of Honor, which is something they really need. They'll probably be able to promote more, take the show on the road more. You gotta wonder what kind of taping schedule they're gonna do, because it's syndication, so they're not gonna be doing live television, so everything's gonna be taped. Hopefully they can get a good taping schedule where they're not taping like 3 months worth of TV in 2 days, you know. But the point is, I want to make is this: Now Ring of Honor has a real fighting chance. They have a fighting chance to take that number 2 spot away from TNA. They still can't compete with WWE. Don't make the mistake. This Sinclair group got money, but they ain't got that kind of money. They pockets ain't fat like that. But they have a really good chance to really compete with TNA and claim that spot and make a claim that spot as number 2. It really depends on what they come ready with in September. I mean, we know they can go in the ring, but how much television time are they gonna have? Is this Sinclair group gonna give them a 2-hour show or a 1-hour show, or they're gonna be on TV more than once a week? And you gotta look at what this means for TNA, because now they're gonna have some legitimate competition. It looks like if this deal comes out the way that they portraying it in this press release, then we're gonna get something really interesting here. And if ROH and this Sinclair group decides, hey, let's take it to Thursdays, we could get that wrestling where we want it. Hey, like I said before a while back, nobody's gonna compete with WWE for number 1 spot, but there ain't nothing wrong with 2 guys fighting it out for number 2. And with WWE calling themselves an entertainment company, removing wrestling from their name, whoever wins that world can say, hey, we're the top wrestling promotion in America. So, if you want to play semantics, you can say they're fighting out for number 1, kind of. But hey, this could be good. I, for one, will give Ring of Honor a second chance. When this show debuts, I will tune in to the first episode and I will watch it. I will watch several episodes. If there's something that piques my interest, I will say so and keep watching it, As I said before, I'm a character-driven wrestling fan, so if Ring of Honor still just going to go out there and do freaking, 20-minute matches in the opening contest, it's not going to work for me. Again, the action is great, but, this could mean a lot of things for them. So I'm hoping that this turns out well. Another company coming up good. They're going to have financial backing. They can afford to pay people better. But, one other thing you really got to think about is the downsides to this. I know Ring of Honor fans are going to see and think this is all great, but you also got to think about the downsides. Sinclair owns this company now. Kerry Silk is still running it, but much like with Panda Energy and Spike TV with Ring of Honor, they're gonna have some influence over what happens. Spike TV. Here's the difference. Spike TV is just TNA's network, so the fact that does give them just a bit of stroke over TNA. This group now owns the company. They're in a position Ted Turner was in. He owned the wrestling promotion and he owns the networks, the TV networks to put it on. So this Sinclair group is going to be able to make changes. They're the bosses now. Kerry Silken ain't the boss no more. So when they go to Kerry Silken and say, we want to do this, this, and this, he's going to have to do it. And these people are about making money. So what I want to say to the Ring of Honor fans, yes, it's okay to be excited about this. This is exciting. It's exciting for anybody who's a wrestling fan to see another promotion getting an opportunity to come up and get a national exposure. The shows are going to be on. They're also going to provide the episodes of the show online, so we'll be able to watch them on the internet. Hey, I'll watch it online too when they put the shows up. If they don't mind, I'll review them the way I do NW Hollywood if I like them. But the downside is that with the Sinclair group having this power to do all these great things with Ring of Honor, you also have to remember they may be able to do some things that you don't like. They're going to want ratings and money. They don't care about who's the best wrestler in the world and who's bringing you the best stuff. They're also going to be like, hey, what's going to make us more money and get us more ratings? That's important. That's all the TV network cares about. TV company. So they may think like, hey, maybe we need to bring in some veterans to get some people looking. Hey, maybe we need to have some celebrity involvement. Some of those things that you hate about WWE and TNA, this Sinclair group, this network may decide that they want to do that with Ring of Honor to try to get them some mainstream publicity. Maybe they decide they want to bring in somebody from Jersey Shore or bring in some of the older names of the past to get some people to give them a shot. It could happen. I have a hard time believing that they're just going to let Ring of Honor go out there with just their young guys, their roster full of young guys that not that many people know of, that no one outside No one outside the IWC can name anyone on the Ring of Honor roster. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude when I say that, and I'm not trying to be bashing Ring of Honor, but they're a small company with very little visibility. People know, everybody knows who Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair are. Nobody knows who Davey Richards is outside the IWC. The average American, the casual viewer, they don't know who he is. So it's gonna be hard to get people to tune in and watch this show with these wrestlers that when they don't know who any of them are. The IWC, we'll all watch. I'm not, like I said before, I've never been a Ring of Honor fan, but I will watch this show. You know, I kind of think about maybe I didn't give the HD Net show enough of a good enough chance when I started watching it. This one I will. When it comes on, I will watch it for at least 2 months before I decide if I'm going to continue watching it or not. If they come up with something good that I like, I will keep watching. There's a lot of good to be said for this. A lot of good. There's going to be more money involved in Ring of Honor. They can afford to pay their wrestlers a lot better. They can take some talent away. You know, not everybody's happy. Not all the people at TNA are happy. Maybe now Ring of Honor can afford to say, look, hey, you know, Samoa Joe, they not really treating you well up there in Nashville. Won't you come work for us again? And now it's actually optional because ROH can actually afford to pay Joe as much as TNA pays him, possibly more, depending on how much money this Sinclair group wants to put into Ring of Honor. Maybe they'll decide to put a good chunk of money into it. Maybe they'll say, hey, we're gonna put 60-70 million into this project to get things going. Again, like the thing I just read on Wikipedia said in 2008 they made over 600 million or something like that. Let me go back and find that page one more time. Here we go. I closed the page. Let me open it back up. It says they made $639 million in 2008 or something like that, but I don't know how much they spent. It might have been a loss or something like that. So, hey, they got money. We know they got money. They ain't spent $630 million that quick. But let me go ahead and stop because I'm getting into rambling. I'm already rambling for 17 minutes. But, again, this is good for Ring of Honor. They're going to have money. They can have to pay their wrestlers better. That means they're going to be able to get some talent from some other companies. They can try to take talent from TNA that they think they can do better with. And, hey, I can't blame anybody from TNA going. If you feel like you're not getting used well in TNA and you think Ring of Honor is going to use you well, and now Ring of Honor can pay you as well as TNA does, go for it, man. It's good for the wrestlers. It's good for competition. It's overall good for the business. If this Sinclair group is serious about making this thing bigger than what it is, hopefully they will say, hey, take the risk, put it on Thursday. As much as I'm a fan of TNA and Impact Wrestling, I would not have a problem with that, man. I said before, if Ring of Honor got a new show and they put it on Thursday nights, I'd watch it. I would gladly watch it and give it a chance, and you know, I wouldn't just be blindly loyal to TNA. If I felt like their show was better, I would probably watch it more. So, let me go ahead and stop rambling on. Again, this is good for Ring of Honor. It's good for their wrestlers. It's good for the business as a whole. It's good for the fans. It's good for everybody involved. I just want to say to Ring of Honor fans, be warned. This Sinclair group might do some things that you don't like. They have the power to say, hey, we want to bring in some veterans. They have the power to say, hey, we want freaking Jersey Shore person to show up. They have the power to do some things that you are not going to like. Understand that. I don't want you guys to just have them do a few things that you don't like and then just say, fuck them, they sold out. No. They're trying to make money. They're trying to get paid. These are the things they have to do. I said this before. Ring of Honor is not going to grow if they just cater to the hardcore IWC fan. They got to try to appeal to the masses, and I think that might happen. But we don't know. We got a little over 3 months to wait. So when September rolls around and the new show starts, I'll give it a watch. I know you all will too, and we'll talk about it. So, that being said, I've rambled enough for this morning. This is the Shadow Ranger. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.